What type of businesses qualify for the E-2 investor visa program? A wide ranging of industries and business can qualify. The E-2 visa law actually doesn't limit the type of business that can qualify. It simply states that business cannot be a marginal business. Essentially, U.S. immigration is willing to consider the full broad range of industries for E-2 visa qualification, but they don't want to qualify just any business. If the business is what they say marginal, which is too small to make a meaningful contribution to the U.S. economy, it's not going to qualify for an E-2 visa. So the business should be one that is job creating. And especially for a startup where maybe you haven't hired anybody yet, or you've only hired maybe one person or two person, the nature of the business model should make it real obvious and clear that you're going to need to hire more people in order to operate business and deliver your services to your customers. By nature of a job creating business model, it'll make it much easier for the immigration officer to believe your hiring plans for the next 5 years. If the nature of the business model could potentially be operated as a one-person operation, then naturally immigration officials are going to be skeptical. So prior to applying for a visa, you want to show good faith by actually hiring maybe a couple of American workers on your payroll to demonstrate that you don't intend on running this business as a minimal scale, that you plan to scale it up so that you are going to hire people to help you operate the business. That's a very crucial component, job creation. Additionally, the business needs to make enough profits or income for the owner to be able to support the owner with comfortable living in the United States, and as well as any dependent family member like spouse or children, based on the cost of living of that area. So it should be a business that is very promising. And if it's like a non-franchise independent business, it should be a business that the applicant has experience, relevant experience, success in doing similar business in home country, because that will create a confidence in the visa officer's perspective that you can replicate the same success in the United States. Where if you go into a brand new industry or you never have done any kind of business, then naturally immigration officer, especially for a startup, is going to be skeptical that the business plan and all the financial goals are realistic if you've never done that before or if you have minimal experience. So focus on business industries where you have relevant experience and a success track record. And if you don't, you want to go into a new industry or you were not an entrepreneur and you were an employee in your career and you want to pivot to becoming a business owner, self-employed, then consider franchise businesses because of a successful business model and the training provided by those brands and the brand credibility. It compensates for the applicant's lack of business experience. And that's how we're able to pick the right business models for E-2 visa qualification. For more information regarding E-2 investor visa, please feel free to visit my website, e2visalawyer.net. There you'll find a ton of free information in videos, blogs, top 28 FAQs that answer all of your questions regarding the E-2 visa program.